Arsenal are desperate, and no wonder losing the league to Guardiola and his team 2 seasons in a row would make any team desperate. Just how desperate has Arsenal become? They're about to spend 100 million on their own Viking striker. If you guessed Viktor Gyokeres, then you guessed right. Many pundits questioned the Swedish striker and his management team when they snubbed Premier League riches for a shot at the sun and maybe better pastries in Portugal. Well, it seems the joke's on them, as Viktor and his team were playing the long con all the time. And it's paid off, with the striker being linked to Arsenal and Chelsea in the just opened transfer window. Forget the championship this time around, his goal-scoring exploits at Sporting Lisbon have turned heads. But with a price tag hovering around 100 million euros, the question is he worth it? Let's crack open his CV and see if the numbers stack up. Viktor Gyokeres wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth, but a football at his feet. Hailing from Stockholm and born in 1998, his footballing journey began not at a big club's academy. His career began at IFK Aspudinteles. But talent is talent, and Viktor shone even there, catching the eye of IF Brommapojkarna, a club that has a very unique claim to fame, the most players in any age group in all of Europe. Gyokeres climbed the Brommapojkarna ranks with really impressive speed. His senior debut came at the age of 18, with Östersund his opponent, a team managed by Chelsea's former manager Graham Potter at the time. Gyokeres impressed his team and country by consistently banging in goals for the under-19s and under-21s. By the 2015-16 season, he had firmly established himself in the senior team. The following year proved to be his true coming-of-age story. Gyokeres' performances were electrifying, turning heads across Europe. News of his talent reached Brighton and Hove Albion on England's south coast, and a deal was made. Leaving Brommapojkarna in style, Gyokeres had a farewell worthy of storybooks, a hat-trick on the final day of the season, on the same day his club would lift the Swedish second-tier title. What a way to say goodbye. Landing a Premier League deal with Brighton was a sick move for Viktor Gyokeres, but he wasn't exactly expecting to walk straight into the starting lineup. He himself said in an interview that he expects to start with the under-23s and work his way into the senior team. Gyokeres nailed it on the head. Even though he just balled out at the under-19 Euros right before joining Brighton, the first team remained out of reach. In his 4 years there, he only played 8 games in all cup competitions. Due to the need for more playing time to level up his skills, Brighton sent him on loan stints. He played for St. Pauli in Germany, then Swansea in the Championship, and finally landed at Coventry City, where things got lit. Gyokeres became a goal-scoring machine and convinced them to sign him permanently. So yeah, England wasn't exactly a walk in the park for Gyokeres, but hey, gotta take a tumble to learn how to fly, right? Coventry City became his golden ticket. After being stuck on the Brighton bench for years, Coventry finally gave him a chance to be the star, and boy, did he shine. Manager Mark Robins was hyped when he signed Gyokeres permanently. Viktor is a talented striker with good power, pace and movement, and great potential. He showed a terrific attitude when he was with us on loan last season and made a real impression. And Gyokeres didn't disappoint. His first full season at Coventry was like watching a machine at work. He tore through the Championship, banging in 9 goals in his first 11 games. Even if he chilled out a bit later, he still ended the season with a cool 18 goals in total across all competitions. Oh, and guess what? He even snagged 2 awards at their end of the season awards. Talk about a baller. And the goals just kept flowing for Gyokeres. The 2022-23 season saw him crank his scoring rate up another notch. His performances were the driving force behind Coventry's unlikely push for a top 6 finish in the Championship. But Gyokeres wasn't done there. He brought his magic touch to the playoffs too. In the heart-pounding semi-final against Middlesbrough, he set up Gustavo Hammer's crucial goal, sending Coventry all the way to Wembley for a shot at Premier League glory against Luton Town. It was a case of deja vu in the final, with Gyokeres stepping up again. This time, he coolly slotted home his penalty in the nerve-wracking shootout. Unfortunately, fate wasn't on Coventry's side that day, and Luton secured their promotion to the top flight. But even in defeat, Gyokeres had shone brightly. He's single-handedly proven he was ready for the big leagues, even if the rest of his Coventry team might have needed a little more time to cook. One wonders though, had it been Coventry celebrating a win at Wembley instead of Luton Town, would Gyokeres' goals have been enough to keep them afloat in the Premier League? We'll never know. The Premier League came calling with Wolves and Everton interested, but Gyokeres surprised everyone by heading to Portugal, this time to Sporting CP for a hefty €20 million price tag. It didn't seem like a good move at the time. His agent, Hasan Setinkaya, when speaking to Record of that transfer saga, said there were 8 Premier League clubs who made concrete proposals to Coventry and me, which guaranteed more money, more commissions and a higher transfer value than Sporting. Ruben Amorim was and is the key to Viktor taking this step towards Sporting. Sporting CP may soon be laughing all the way to the bank. They snagged Viktor Gyokeres for a cool 20 million euros last year, and the dude's been on fire ever since. We're talking 43 goals, helping Sporting win the Liga Portugal title. Premier League teams who were eyeing him up last summer are probably punching the air right now. His price tag has skyrocketed to a whopping 100 million euros. That's a massive jump from their initial offer, and Arsenal want to match it. So what makes Gyokeres such a hot commodity? Let's crack that code. Forget the first impression. Viktor Gyokeres' 6'1" frame might have you thinking, lanky striker, probably can be pushed off the ball, but that perception gets shattered the moment the ball touches his feet. He has surprising pace and agility, qualities that were on full display during his time at Coventry City. This is where he really shined in the target man role, using his strength and jump power to dominate aerial battles. But Gyokeres is far more than just a physical presence. He's a well-rounded attacker with a lot of technical ability that justifies his 100 million euro price tag. Sporting CP must be thanking their lucky stars. They snagged Gyokeres for a mere 20 million euros last year, and he's been an absolute revelation. His finishing prowess is undeniable. Playing with Sporting's creative midfield, he's thrived on a steady diet of pinpoint crosses and through balls, and he has an impressive conversion rate. The numbers speak for themselves. In the league, it takes him less than 5 shots on average to find the net, and he's currently outperforming his expected goals by a significant margin. His penalty record is flawless too, adding another dimension to his already potent goal-scoring arsenal. But Gyokeres isn't a one-dimensional finisher who's happy with just banging in goals. He's also a creative force in Sporting's 3-4-2-1 formation. While his position as point man is very crucial to the team's attacking strategy, he isn't afraid to drop into the game and find spaces, using his excellent passing ability and run-ins to start attacks and break defenses. This season he's racked up goals and assists, averaging over a goal contribution per game. This blend of finishing and playmaking is a rare commodity in modern strikers, and it's a major reason why Gyokeres' value has skyrocketed. Now, we know he's good, but what exactly makes Gyokeres a 100 million euro striker? The answer lies in his completeness. He's a strong, mobile finisher with a knack for creating chances for his teammates. He doesn't just wait for the ball, he moves with the attack and has great hold-up play. So is Gyokeres the real deal, or just a flash in the pan? He's got pretty much everything you want in a striker these days, but the big question is, can he handle the heat when things get tough? If he signs for Arsenal, it would be a whole new ballgame. Stronger defenders, better midfielders like KDB, McAllister, Guimaraes, and more intense matches added to the pressure of living up to that 100 million euro price tag. Sure, he's thrived in big games before, but he's also gone missing at times. Europa League ghost. His scoring record for Sweden isn't exactly lighting the world on fire either. They didn't even qualify for Euros. Basically, any club that signs Gyokeres is taking a bit of a gamble. He's a super talented player, but nobody knows for sure if he can be a top striker week in, week out in the Premier League. Back in February, Coventry's former manager compared Gyokeres to Erling Haaland, arguably the hottest striker in the game currently. Mowbray wasn't shy with the praise. He's like a stronger, faster version of everyone else in the championship. A bold claim at the time, but considering Gyokeres' current form and price tag, it starts to look prophetic. Both strikers share a similar build, powerful and quick, and a killer instinct in front of goal. In fact, Gyokeres has even outscored Haaland this 2024-23 season. So is Gyokeres the next big thing for Arsenal, who is looking to outscore City and win the EPL next season? Only time will tell. Are we about to see a trend of Scandinavian strikers in the English Premier League? Again, only time will tell. But remember that City have been very happy with Haaland, and United haven't had a lot of complaints about Højlund. Who knows? Maybe Arsenal will love having Gyokeres in their camp. One thing's for sure though, if they do sign in, this is where you'll hear about all his performances, so go ahead and subscribe. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications. You want to get the latest updates as soon as they drop.